Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. The Water Security Agency has now updated its spring runoff forecast following the snowfall in the first week of March, which brought 20 to 45 centimeters to the southeastern part of the province.
And so last year we had a reduction of about $6.5 million.
And as the Chinook School Division strives to provide premium educational opportunities for all students, it will be watching the upcoming provincial budget closely as it tries to rebound from last year's cuts to education. As the spring thaw gets underway, neighborhood streets become slushy, and backyards and areas adjacent to the home may be prone to ice buildup, especially around power and natural gas meters. Thanks for joining us here today. The Water Security Agency is forecasting a below normal runoff forecast for Swift Current. We have more in today's top story. For the most part, it's been a drier than normal winter across Saskatchewan. However, following the snowfall in the first week of March, which brought 20 to 45 centimeters to the southeastern part of the province, the Water Security Agency has now updated its spring runoff forecast. The North Battleford, Saskatoon, Regina, and Yorkton areas are now expected to receive a near-normal snowfall runoff. Above normal runoff is expected in some northern areas, including Buffalo Narrows, Prince Albert, and Hudson Bay, and the extreme southwest corner of the province around East End. Meanwhile, for the Swift Current area, conditions remain dry.
From the change from the February update to March here, there isn't much difference for Swift Current and area. You know, obviously there have been some added snow here, which maybe have moved the needle a little bit, but still in that below normal category. So there's kind of a band that comes down from Kindersley all the way down to sort of Estevan area that is in that below normal category. Most of the province was below to well below normal in February, and then this snowfall event in March has kind of changed the picture for a lot of regions, moving us kind of mostly to the near normal category with a couple pockets of above and then this one of below normal in Swift Current and areas.
The Water Security Agency will continue to keep an eye on the spring runoff conditions across Saskatchewan, with further updates expected in the coming weeks.
Everything's been done that could be done to try and keep it, so it's just progress, they call it.
The Chinook School Division held its AGM this week, taking a look back at the past year. It's that time of the year for AGMs, and Chinook School Division board members and staff gathered at the Event Center in Swift Current on Monday for an evening of reflection and celebration of the past year.
It's our celebration of learning, and so the legislation was changed recently, so we don't have to have annual meetings anymore. We did think it was important to engage with our community and with our SCCs, and so we're celebrating all the good learning stuff that we're doing in our schools this year.
And as the Chinook School Division strives to provide premium educational opportunities for all students, it will be watching the upcoming provincial budget closely as it tries to rebound from last year's cuts to education.
Well, I think last spring we had quite a few challenges that were thrown at us with new budget rules that occurred in Saskatchewan. We had a reallocation of funds, we lost some supports for learning funding, and so last year we had a reduction of about $6.5 million in our operational budget. So we had to make a significant lifestyle change. We made a lot of reductions out of our central office, approximately 33.75 staff members. And so this year, of course, this is about we want to maintain our programming. We want to continue to do the good things that we're doing with our communities and with our kids and with our learning agenda. And so hopefully we're looking forward to a fair budget that's going to give us the resources we need to meet the learning needs of kids.
And when asked if the recent interim funding of $7.5 million announced by the province has actually made a difference for Chinook, McIntyre had these comments.
Well, we always appreciate a little bit of unexpected funding. It's going to help us with some of the difficult decisions we have to make this spring. It'll help mitigate them a bit. But, you know, it certainly isn't what we had, although we appreciate it. We're still going to have to do some work around our staff.
The Chinook School Division is the second largest in the province, covering over 42,000 square kilometers, with close to 6,000 students across southwest Saskatchewan. As a safety precaution, you're being reminded to remove any snow or ice buildup from Sask Energy meters around your home or other buildings. As the spring thaw gets underway, neighborhood streets become slushy, and backyards and areas adjacent to the home may be prone to ice buildup, especially around power and natural gas meters. And caution is being advised.
So with this melt and then freeze cycle, what can happen and what has happened previously is rooftop units or meters on the side of homes as the snow is melting. It's then refreezing around the unit overnight, and we've actually had calls in winters past where we've gone out and meters have been completely encased in ice on the side of buildings, and that does present a safety hazard, obviously. And so we do encourage people to keep snow clear from these areas to prevent this melting and freezing from happening. However, if your rooftop unit or your meter does end up getting some ice coverage on it, please do not use something like an ice pick or a shovel to try to bang it off, because that can actually damage the equipment.
And if you have any concerns in the coming days around snow or ice buildup around your gas meters, contact Sask Energy immediately to have an experienced technician drop by. For over 12 years, Southwest TV News has provided the visuals for the defining moments in our community. Support your community and help us to continue our work. Support our sponsors by watching the ads on YouTube and by clicking the ads on our website. Pennies per click, which will help us continue to bring you the award-winning news coverage you've come to expect from Southwest TV News. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.